So I'm not sure if this is going to help anyone in particular. I hope it does. And if it doesn't, eventually it'll help someone. And again, if that doesn't happen, the thing here is really about being honest. I've grown up most of my life wondering why the fuck people behave the way they do. And people might say, oh, you're projecting. Sure. What's your fucking point? Like, I'm not being negative for the sake of hurting. It's accepting the needs that need to be met through this energy that people feel is negative. The reason it only feels negative is because there's a polarity within all of us, where we get triggered by those who say this and say that, the way they act, the way they behave. It's really about owning all that stuff though. And we lost it when we were children or growing up. Right? So, but for me, I need, not that I need, yeah, it's a need. I need to be truthful with my own, I'm glad with myself. I need to be true with myself. I need to be true with the process I'm in. Otherwise, I can't just go elevate. It's like, it's all so good and perfect. Love to all. Nothing is ever dark. Like, that can be a trigger on its own, even for myself. So that's why sometimes, there's a part of that. And people who act very Pollyanna, that's fine. But that's something that you see the whole point here. That it's something that I have to also work on in myself. And reason really for this video is I'm just sharing really the fact that it's kind of tied into my previous video when I said I'm gonna focus more on continuously healing and really take it seriously. Because there's nothing more important than emotional healing, because that's where it comes from. That's where it stems from. If we're trying to build a building, okay, on something that's unstable, how the fuck do you expect to grow? How the fuck do you expect to be stable? That doesn't make sense. You have to go back to where it was. In this form, we have to take in the reality that this is what it is. Even Eckhart Tolle says, you're bringing in the vertical, the what is it? Vertical with the horizontal. The point is, we cannot ignore and bypass and reject, or rather continue to do so, just for the sake of feeling good. Because really, in reality, I was just like, oh, I just want to feel good. So what I was doing, I was like bypassing the fucking fuck out of myself. And it was just like, huh? So I felt very suppressed. And this is why anger comes out strong, because we're not embracing that. And of course, I know there are people who'd be like, I don't want to face my shadow. That's fine. That's in your own time. But for me, I want to face it because I believe that owning all of aspects of myself and really integrating that back into wholeness is a lot more feel goody than anything else. So that's my little spiel. So I've kind of been showing that in the videos, but I do swear in my videos, but I feel like there's a lot of resentment that comes through when I have certain posts that I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I've had advice given to me by other people. Oh, you should try doing this, you should try doing this. It's just like, and you just do it because you want to satisfy what others want. You just want to appease society. As the person with Libra sun, it's like, oh, if I don't do what they want, I'll get ostracized. No, that's not my problem. That's not my, when I say problem, that's not my choice to make. They want to ostracize me, it's their choice. That's their energy that they want to give out. They're actually like ignoring a part of themselves. That's totally fine. Because they're not, that's the process they have to go through. When I say fine, it is what it is. I don't feel good about it, so I have to work on it myself and figure out, okay, well, what's my ostracizing self? Right? Because that's part of the whole thing. Every single fucking little tiny, big, whatever thing we see in everybody else is already a part of us because we are one thing. But what I used to do a lot more, and instead of doing what's more important, is what I used to do a lot more was that, oh, okay, so there you go, and then I look at everything like from the only like the positive side, meaning like I focus on like being the positive. I literally like just ignored the vital process before, because growth goes this way, right? But if you take off, there's this picture that Teal Swan showed. It's like this, imagine a staircase. There's this picture she showed, and you can see probably this on the internet. There's this gap in between. So how can you grow if there's a part of the staircase missing? That doesn't make sense. Right? So part of growing is part of having shit. Part of how plants grow is having fertilizer. But people don't want to ignore, but most people still today, and I meet people continuously still today, I'm not as affected as before, but I still see the way they talk and behave. I don't talk to those people as much. I accept what their reality is now and what their consciousness has at any given present moment. That's fine. But a lot of people I've come across or met or see, they don't like that fertilizer. They don't like shit. They don't like it like, hey, dude. There's an automatic reaction to it. That's because of past things. It could be a past life. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's a past thing. It's something that they have to own in themselves. It doesn't mean that you eat shit. It doesn't mean that you get dark, meaning like you cause more fragmentation and abuse and trauma. That's not what it is. It means that by facing that, it's kind of like the Wim Hof method. Simple thing. The reason it works is because that's one of the functions of the universe. When you face the cold, you literally get used to it. It's little bit step by step. Every time I introduce, for example, like the Wim Hof method, people get like, oh, I'm afraid of the cold. Because in their head, they believe right away, it's like, I have to be stuck there. Right away, they have this thing, it's like a trap. Right? They get trapped. Like, oh, I don't want to. Right away, they focus on the reactivity from the fear that the cold will be their death. That's the ego talking, right? But that's okay. And that ego just is the ego is a defense mechanism. That's what it's for. But how do we know what we're afraid of if we don't face it? And that's one of the things I know that I'm still working on. So that's really what it is. So good luck to all of us. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day. And if you have a bad day, that's totally fine. Sit with the emotions. Sit with the emotions. Sit with the emotions. Get grounded. Such a funny word. Get into it. Get into it. Allow for it. You'll notice you cannot skip a painful road. If you want to have muscles, you got to work at it, right? If you want to have success, you have to work on it. If you want to go to success, is really like going from this point to this point, right? On the physical level, this whatever it is, this reality, you go from point A to point Z. You go from here to here. Or what are you going to do? Skip B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, Y? You're going to skip all those letters and just go, what is that? Isn't that's energetic suicide. That's emotional suicide. That's physical suicide. Whatever it is. Any sort of skipping is not natural. right? So it's one of those things, right? So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.